because obviously you are an icon of knowledge and the beacon of every boy's heart and know so much about boys and dating. Do tell what you think red flags people should look out for in finding a partner.
Oh, God. Do you have an hour? It's gonna be some time. Red flags. Do you know the funny thing about red flags? We all have them and everyone judges everybody else's red flags, but these are actual things that, you know, they go, that's a red flag for you. Yeah, Sharon, it is, because it matters to me. Because the day, which is inevitable, the day that I show up at my house purchasing a dog and not telling my husband, if he reacts anything else other than this is the best choice we've ever made in our entire lives, I don't want him. Sorry, there's the door. Dog is in, you're out. Like, I don't...
You're going to end up with so many puppies because you just come home every time with a puppy and the guy's just been like, I don't think we were ready for a dog. And you'd be like, I
don't think I was ready for your attitude, Jason, but here we are. So, anyway,
beat it.
Okay, so here's one. If you wear socks when you go to bed, I want nothing to do with you. I want you out of my house. I want you out of my life. That cannot be comfortable. That's like people who lounge in jeans. When you get home from work, the people who go, I'm just going to put on a nice tight pair of jeans right now. That's going to make me feel comfortable.
That's psycho. Psycho behavior.
Are you insane? If you don't have a pair of baggy sweatpants and a big old sweatshirt that has a stain going down it and smells like your aunt's attic, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Everybody should have a go-to outfit that they wear. Mine, I look like a homeless man. And I like it.
I'm wearing mine right now.
Fantastic. Who are we dressing up for? Each other. And I like that.
Today is an old Bora Axu t-shirt, oversized by
Today
like 5.
Sporting.
Today I'm sporting. And then these lovely black joggers I took from my brother's wardrobe.
She's a model. With a face like that, a body like that, and legs like hers. She's going to be a Victoria's Secret fashion model. Is that it? I don't know.
They tried to put me on the cover of Vogue, but my legs were too long. Every day is leg day. Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Okay, I have another one for you.
Okay.
So when we're married, if I actually choose to commit because of all the issues I have, if we choose to go to like a family event and or my friend's house or something like that, and there's something that's obviously like really ugly in their house, or their food really doesn't taste good or something like that, if you can't lie to them and make it seem like, oh my God, I love that vase, it's great. Like, if you can't do that and lie for the sake of making someone else feel good, we can't be together, because I get so uncomfortable. Don't lie to me, but lie to them because they're my friends.
Are you saying that the secret to a long, happy relationship is lying?
Not to me, but to other people.
That seems like the advice you're giving. Deceive them all, you'll be happy as fuck.
Yeah. If you lie to me, if I say to you, hey, is this video a little off kilter? And you go, honey, I think it's great. I'm supporting you on everything that you do. That's all I need. I need you just to tag along with me while I make my own choices that inevitably fail. Because I need to figure that out for myself. I don't want you to look at me and say, I think this is the worst decision that you've ever made. Because I'll say, I think you're the worst decision that I've ever made. Jason. I don't know what Jason did to me, but he's going to be my example for all of these. I don't even know what
Jason's obviously hurt you. Caused some damage.
Fucking Jason. You know when couples do like cringy things? When they're like, honey, I love you so much. Like, I honestly would not be able to live without you in my life. I was not a complete person before I met you. Like, when people say stuff like that, or when they're on the tube and they're like sucking face.
Oh, no.
And there are just these moments where all you can do is just go, like, if you don't cringe at those things.
But like, you're trying to look away, but like you also can't, and it's like you keep catching eyes and it's like fucking awkward.
It's like a goddamn spectacle. They want you to watch. They're just like making out with each other while making direct eye contact with you, because they're just getting some validation from other people being a part of their relationship. I don't want to be, I don't even want to be a part of a relationship of my own. I don't want to be a part of whatever you have going on. So if you don't cringe at that, if we don't look at each other and go, like, I don't want to be a part of this, because we should both commonly feel that that is not okay.
This seems like
Right?
a very long list. Have you been successful in finding someone who abides by all these rules?
I'm single, okay? I'm not done. If you complain about my friends, that's an issue, okay? Not because they're perfect. They're absolute assholes, but only I have the right to complain about my friends.
What do you do if someone doesn't like your friends?
It depends why they don't like my friends. If they say, I don't like you hanging out with your friends because it makes you into an awful person, I'll just say, Jason, I was an awful person to begin with. I changed them. That we need to get that straight. Okay? Like, if they're making fun of them for being absolute crackhead madness,
I was the leader in this disaster.
like, that's why I love them, is because they're crackhead madness. Like, so then there's a difference there, and that's when that's sorry, but they're my assholes, so you can't. Okay, if you don't want to hear the part 2 to my stories, so if I tell you a story about Sandrine at work, who's an absolute butthole, if you don't want to hear part 2 of what happened the next day, if you don't come to me and say, okay, what happened with Sandrine today? If you completely disregard of the story that I told you, the enthusiastic, well-described story, why are you a part of my life? You should be wanting to hear part 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then the sequel, and the prequel. Like, you should be in it for all of it.
The prequel. It all started that one day when Sandrine came into the office with a fucking coffee cup that wasn't recyclable.
If you just answer my stories to, that must be bad, or something like that, why am I wasting my breath on you? These are quality stories that you should want to know about, and you don't.
Yeah, no, red flag.
Oh, if you eat with your mouth open, if that's how you eat, who raised you?
Oh my god. How are you ever meant to bring them home?
I want a direct line to your mother. That's what I want. I want to ask her, like, at what point did you think this was still charming? When you're 3, it's kind of cute. Not even then. But I can maybe agree with it. But it's the job of your mother to stop. But then also, when people do the thing after they drink something and they go, can you enjoy your beverage internally, please? I don't want to hear it. If you're enjoying whatever or they go,
yeah.
Are you a squirrel?
That's exhausting. Yeah.
I hate it. No, red flag. Out the door.
Where are you picking these men? Honestly, though, where are you finding them? Imagine if they had all of these things. You wouldn't even be interested in the first place.
Well,
I feel like you just throwing them aside. Oh my god, absolutely not.
Well, these are things you don't always find out right away, right? And then you know when like grown-ass men or grown-ass people in general will text like shorthand, like love, they'll spell like LUV, and then you they'll just spell with a U. Like are we in elementary school? Are you that busy that you can't spell out the word YOU, that you have to put a U?
Wait, if they text you saying I love you with LUV, or if they text you with you,
I disregard it.
That's savage.
I don't even pay attention to it.
I'm awful at texting. And that's exactly what I do all the time. You is always just the you.
Maybe this is just my way of telling you that.
I've been dropped. If I were ever to marry you, that's just off the table. This relationship here is just off the table.
Well, the other one that bugs me, but this is just something that bugs me because I was raised this way, when people get their homonyms wrong. So if people spell like your and they use the wrong your, it bugs me. It's not an off the table thing because I don't want to judge them for their education, but if you're just doing it out of laziness,
that's just stupid though.
Well, yeah, it'd be different. If you're doing it out of laziness, then that's where I'm like red flag. If you're doing it because you just genuinely never picked up on that, then I have more of a tolerance for that.
You need to teach them.
I will, but I can never do it without being passive aggressive.
You're a fucking idiot.
Okay. Oh, okay, red flag. If you use a specific condiment on everything, if you use mustard on everything, grow up. Find some diversity here, okay? Regulation. Mustard belongs on certain things. If you put it on everything, same with ketchup, same with mayo. Friggin' Brits and their mayo. I don't know what y'all got going on over there, but you guys need to settle down with the mayo, okay? Chips on mayo. You have mayo on everything. Y'all are gonna be obese by the time you're 40. Like, there is something wrong with you, okay? Can't you just enjoy the flavors of the food that you're eating? Why do you have to put sauce on everything? Grow up.
Do you know what though? I was actually talking about this to someone the other day, and we were saying that if someone on their messages, on WhatsApp, you can turn off your read or unread. If someone has their read off, so you don't know whether they read your message, but they've read it, and then they've obviously read it, but then not replied, but because they have their messages turned off, that's a red flag. Because then how can you trust them?
That's a red flag for sure. I can't trust you. You can't even tell me if you're reading a message or not. I can't trust you. I do it for accountability's sake. I need to know because I'll know, because I mean, everybody reads messages and forgets to reply, right? So I know if my red's on, they can tell if I've read it, and that's just rude. That's just rude. It's like if you're talking to me right now and I just go, I just don't answer you.
I know, yeah.
The audacity. I have one more for you. I know I rattled off a whole bunch, but I just have a lot of red flags. I'm going to start a book.
What not to do.
Pretty much. And
By Kelsey.
It's just things that are wrong in general.
What not to do, as in men.
It's just like, it's not even just for me. They're just things that I think should be banned in general. But I mean, if that's your thing, fine, go ahead. I'm sure that somebody enjoys it. People who complain about the weather. They're like, oh fuck, it's raining today, and I'm like, it is.
So you'll never date a British guy. The fucking weather out here is terrible.
But like, it's just something you can't control, and it's just like, it's never gonna solve itself. So when people are like, well, it's windy today, and I'm like, yeah, what? why are you getting worked up about this? I feel like there's so many.
Oh my god, I don't think I've ever gone a day in my life without someone commenting the weather to me, whether it's me or someone else. Like in living in London, 100%. We'll be just walking along and we'll be like, I think it's starting to rain.
But like, what am I supposed to say to that? Like, it's as if they're telling me as if I can't tell myself.
I physically had a conversation today, and I went to have brunch with my friend, and we walked out and we wrapped our coats up as we walked out, and we were like, the weather's shit. No, we didn't already know it.
Why the comment? Exactly. Like, why are you informing me of something that I can see myself? So, like, where is this conversation supposed to go? Am I then supposed to go, actually, I was talking to a weatherologist. That's not the term for it, but I can't think of.
That one. Yes, him. He knows all the answers.
Meteorologist? Meteorologist? I don't know. I'm not educated. Like, what do you want me to say to that? It's just, and don't get me wrong, I am like not the poster child of things that should not be said because they're not adding anything to the conversation. I talk about things that make no sense whatsoever, hence the reason why we have a podcast. But it's just, I never know what to say to someone, especially when you don't know the person and they're using that as small talk.
That is the quintessential small talk of England, though. Because if you don't know, I'm pretty sure most days that my dad calls me, he's like, what's the weather like there? I'm like, it's raining. And then he'll call me the next day and he'll be like, how's the weather? Maybe it's just really sad we don't have a lot else to talk about.
I just feel like all those like obvious red flags, like we don't need to mention them, like, oh, cheating, things like that, right? But there are things that people don't talk about that you don't realize are red. Like people like when guys leave like their underwear on the floor. Like it's something that, you don't think is a red flag, or like the whole toilet seat thing. Personally, I've never been bothered by it. The whole, if a guy leaves the toilet seat up, I don't mind. I prefer that than him pissing with the toilet seat down and then me getting my sweet buttocks full of their urine. Put it up. I'll put it down. It takes me a good 3 seconds to do. I genuinely don't mind, right? But I have like other things that just drive me. Like when people have pretty much finished something and they just leave the crumbs of it and then put it back in its original location without, like, commit. If there's just put the rest of it in there. It's not going to make or break you. Just eat the rest of the goddamn cereal. Why are you putting like a tiny little bit that a squirrel wouldn't even be able to be full by? What is this? I don't get things like that. I just question it. Like, why though? Is it intentional? Is it,
I feel like you're gonna really struggle.
Is the reason why I'm single.
Usually, do you get the list out on the first date? Right. So I'm gonna list off all the things. If you at any point feel like you have done any of this stuff, just leave. Don't worry about it. Just get up and go.
To be fair, I'm not asking them to change. I'm just saying that these are certain things that
just don't do it. Don't change.
I'll compromise and I'll say I'll still date you. I mean, we'll still be together.
But just stop doing something you've done before.
Yeah, just know that I will judge you for it every time you do it. Every time I have to squeeze mustard, or we're buying 18 packs of ketchup because you put it on goddamn everything, I will be looking at you like,
what about just accepting for someone for who they are? That was such a solid. That was the first time you've ever been speechless. It's not. Look, I'm not saying that these people are bad. Okay, I'm not saying that they're awful human beings. It's just things that I just don't.
Why though? Why?
Fair enough.
I'm obviously very passionate about it. We could do a part 2 to this, because I mean, I have loads. They're just red flags that I just don't understand those kinds of people. Explain it to me. Help me understand, so then I can find someone to love. No, I'll just suffice with dogs. Thank you.